Alrighty, welcome everybody. We are trying out the new iPad streaming from Streamlabs on the iPad, so we'll see how this goes, see if it ends up being a bit more reliable than streaming from the computer like we used to do. But we are in the sketching, kind of drawing phase of this piece right now. We've designed the painting, did a sketch. Here's the sketch. So we designed the sketch, and then in Blender, I took it into Blender on the computer. I 3D sculpted these guys. So the scene that you're seeing me trace right here is 3D sculpted. I did all the sculpting, I did the texture painting, so like all the colors and the textures and everything. And then this is some Photoshop Frankensteining that I did here. What's up? How's it going? So we kind of like Photoshop Frankensteined my own arm and hand in here. And then this is my hand again here. And then I've also got my fist up here. So yeah, we've got some interesting stuff going on. And I think it is going to be super cool. I'm really excited about this one. I'm doing this for the Threadless Challenge. It's actually being hosted by Matt Dinneman, the author, and an apparel company that he works with. So he put out the challenge a few weeks ago, and I'm just now hopping on. So whoever draws or paints the best Dungeon Crawler Carl fan art, he pretty much said we could do whatever we wanted, as long as it's something to do with Dungeon Crawler Carl. He's gonna pick the best designs. It's a voting system, so you guys can actually vote on mine if you like it and see what other people are doing. It's through a voting system, and then whoever does the best piece that painting will become official merch for the apparel company, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. Let's see. So right now, the main thing I'm focusing on is just getting like the general outlines, and then I'm doing some basic scribbles to try and get the lights and darks kind of separated from each other so that I can see what's happening here. I can kind of see some value shifts in the hands, and did a little bit up here on the face. You can kind of see what's going on up there. Mainly just trying to set myself up for success. Set myself up to be able to take this light drawing and then just start painting on it. I've already designed everything. I've already done all the sculpting and all that. So I, for the most part, know what I'm doing. It's just gonna now be a matter of making it actually happen on canvas. I think this piece is going to be super cool. With some channel point redemption options. That sounds cool. I don't know how to set that up. I'll need to have you show me how to do that. Maybe I could do something like if you join, or if you get a bunch of points on the Twitch channel, you get like a discount for the Painted Dragon Print Club or something. Kind of cool. Oh, you're so good. Thank you. Appreciate ya. Did you try both of the different kinds? Well, one of them is gel and one of them is liquid, so. Go. got, so this guy, for anyone who's not familiar with Dungeon Crawler Carl, this guy that he's fighting is called the Juicer. He's this big, like super buff, jacked dude with the face of a lizard. And he goes, bro, all the time because he's a gym bro. And so one of the quotes from the story is he's always saying, I'm proud of you, bro. And so I thought that would be kind of a funny thing to do. Because this is going to be, theoretically, if it goes well, this thing could be like a t-shirt design. So I want it to have some sort of like graphic text on it. So I'm thinking of having it either say, I'm proud of you, bro, or having it be like some sort of like funny quote about being swole. I think that'd be pretty cool. Alright, hand looks, for the most part, pretty good. Just trying to get the main color shifts and value shifts going on. Hi Aaron, hi Just Watching Jake, how's it going? 100,000 Twitch points takes about 800 to 850 hours of active watching. Gives you something to go off for value. Interesting. How does the stream quality look? This is something that's not just a blurry projector. I'm streaming from the iPad this time. So normally I'm streaming from my computer, and that just hasn't been working lately. Hey Doug, how's it going? Yeah, streaming from the computer just hasn't been working. Every time I try and stream, it always ends up like dropping the stream and ending the live, like especially on Twitch and YouTube and all that. So I'm hoping that with the iPad I can get a little bit more consistency. The Facebook follow notifications are a bit in the way. Yeah, I wonder if I can move those. Edit. Event list. And you can't even see that. What's up, pyrographer? This is my first time streaming on the iPad, so yeah, thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. You better happen today. Sure, I told you I saw coming. Oh man, good job. Sorry, dude. Let's put this event list at the top. There we go. All right. Well, Doug, now is the best opportunity to just dig deep into your art and make those conventions happen, you know? Make something happen. Alright, I think Juicer is just about sketched. From what I can see on here. Just doing basic pencil scribbles. Try and get this in 2 weeks unless they find a different position. Oof, that is tight. So this is actually my arm right here. I took a picture of my arm and tried to position it like I did for my sketch. Trying to make it look a bit more buff. Terminator here. This hand is one of the things that I was most worried about with this one. Projection is from the iPad? No, this is from a HDMI projector plugged into my computer. And that's just to help me get the scene set up how I want it to look. So I did the Blender render in 3D. I set up this whole scene in 3D. And then I took that into Photoshop. I did some more editing in Photoshop. Oh, I cannot see this hand very well. Joints. There. There. And another finger here. It's going like this. Yeah, so TikTok won't let me stream from the iPad. So I'm still streaming from my phone over here, but then on the iPad I'm streaming to Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, yeah.
Do you know where the black duct tape is?
Yep, it's right here. And then gotta get Carl's feet in there. Didn't know iPad can't TikTok stream. So it normally probably could, but TikTok doesn't like me because I'm always talking about like the Painted Dragon Print Club and always talking about my Etsy shop and trying to get people to go and check those out. So it always takes away my permissions. Yeah, you can stream games on iPad, no problem. But trying to connect the live stream from the Streamlabs. I'm using Streamlabs on the iPad for everything else. I cannot see the toes very well. Toes are very important. This projector is real old. Using up your Oreo Orca model. Let's go. I can't see. Close enough. Gotta get Carl's iconic heart undies. finished up the most recent one. I love those books. Nice. Yeah, I'm about to start book 3. So I'm not like super far into it yet, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I spend so much of my time just painting that I don't have very much time to listen to audiobooks, and I like to, like when I'm working on projects, I just kind of work on them in silence. So, yep. I was finally surprised you with the projector, but I still haven't used it yet. Too busy with Mom. Like, yeah. Projectors are very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Funny thing with these undies on this reference that I made, I actually went into Photoshop and just drew a bunch of hearts on a blank white Photoshop canvas, and then UV unwrapped the underwear and UV projected them onto the model. So like even the underwear in this are like designed by me. I just thought that was kind of funny. Now I'm gonna try and use the projector to see as much as I can from them, but it's kind of hard to see. This projector is very old and very, very bad. Trying to at least get the ones. I got his tootsies too. Yep. Gotta have a foot in view for this one. It's cool to see you building the paintings from Blender. Your process is pretty unique. Yeah, I think it's probably not as. I don't know if it's all that unique, because I know that there are other artists out there who are using. Do what? Yeah, I learned from. Shannon just corrected me. I learned from a like world-class gallery artist named Martin Whitfuth. I took a Smart School mentorship from him, and this is how he designs like all of his paintings. So he uses Blender to set up the scene. So he taught me how to sculpt and how to model and how to like UV unwrap stuff and how to do the lighting and the scenes and the fog and the crazy camera angles, and yeah, it's really cool. So I guess it's not like super unique, but it is really fun, and I would highly recommend any other artist to give 3D a try. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I cannot see this part at all. It doesn't matter. I just need it in the general area because I still have the reference and I can just look back at the reference later. Let's see. I just need the main like shadows and highlights. Then from there I can kind of go in and based on everything else I can go in and fix it, get everything in actually the right spots. I really want this to be a good like anatomically accurate picture, because I have a lot of like pretty good paintings that show off like my landscape skills and like creature design skills. I don't have very many good paintings that show off like strong use of anatomy. And so this painting is just a good practice of keeping up learning anatomy and getting better at it. But if I can pull this off, make it look really good. This will be a good portfolio piece to add to my portfolio to let clients know what I can do. So, no pressure. Trying to be really intentional with each project that I do lately. I'm trying to have like a purpose and a goal to it. So I've got a massive portfolio of artwork to bring to shows. That's nothing that I'm like worried about right now, is having enough artwork to bring to Comic-Cons. What I need now is portfolio pieces that I can show off to potential clients, and that they can be like, yes, I want you to paint this magic card. People are definitely harder than dragons. Yeah, they can, but they can be harder than dragons, but also dragons can also take a lot of anatomy knowledge as well. So I've been trying to like be really intentional with both. Like this one, it's my latest Painted Dragon Print Club piece. This one I tried to be like really intentional with the anatomy on this one, showing like the neck muscles and the shoulders and the biceps and the forearms and the wingers. Do you seal the graphite on? Yeah, I'll use some workable fixative on this one. Yeah, even this, like you can see like the pectoral muscles here going up into the sternums, and then the big neck muscles, and these lats going back here, leg muscles. So even dragon anatomy is. Yeah, Shannon says it's more difficult because you can't look at the reference, because you have to make your own reference. This one I actually struggled quite a bit. I had to have Dan, my mentor for this piece, had to have him help me out with like the anatomy on the shoulder and to the bicep right here. So I had the shoulder and then the neck muscles and the bicep, and we had to like clearly define what was happening, and then where the pectorals would go from there, and then where the rib cage would be from there. Feet, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a lot. I think with Frost I did a pretty good job at this one though. So I got the shoulder, got the tricep, got the muscle here connecting the forearm and the bicep. I actually need to learn some of the names to some muscles, but you know. I just want to like put these somewhere on display. People be like, "Whoa, what are those dope dragons?" Well, I'm glad you asked. This is the Painted Dragon Print Club. I need to just zoom the camera out a little bit, I think. You seeing it up?
I'm trying to use the keyring stuff and then tape on top of it.
Nice.
Also,
If you,
I don't know.
one thing you could do is create like a harness out of wire that wraps around the torso, like a claws wraps around the torso that the wings hang by.
That's just what really sucked, because half of this is supposed to be for reference, and I want to be able to see where the light hits his chest.
Right, but at least you could get the wings in the right position on how the wings hit the chest. It wouldn't be like exact because you'd have to bend around the wire. But you could use like a little wire and just wrap it around a couple times so that it hangs. You have something for the bigger wire to hang by. So you put the little wire around the chest.
Like this first.
Yeah, go for it. That's just an idea. Shannon's working on a project for her mentorship under Dan Dos Santos. It looks amazing so far. You can unplug it, just not the projector. It's over here. Yeah. I'll just need it back because this iPad's on 7%.
Sorry, be quick.
Need to pull up my reference so I can look at it up close. That doesn't help. I need... See if I can open up the picture in Dropbox. Nope. I'll just have to look over at the computer and try and see what I'm looking at. Okay, thumb's going across. The big muscly part of the thumb is on the bottom. Okay, I see it. Big muscly part. Ridge of thumb. Shading. Muscle. Back of thumb. Just line that goes here. There we go. How's Shani doing? She's making it. She's struggling with her project a little bit, but she's gonna do great. She's over there. Can I see this at all? I just... Got some shading going on here. Alright, that's probably about all I need for that. Gosh. I need a new projector so bad. This thing is awful. And can barely even see Donut up here. Yeah, she's working on her Dan project. She's painting an Icarus painting.
Not anymore. I don't know what it is anymore.
Shooting her laser visions. Is the dragon falling birds? Yes. The dragon is falling with birds. This is so hard to see. So hyped for that. People are gonna love that. I think they will too. Your dragon painting. I think it's gonna be a hit at the booth. Come on, Donut. Can barely see you. All right, that might be just about good. I think it might be time to paint.
Already, huh?
Just about. Got some lines here. Here. Down. Out there. And the Frank is freaking.
Just
everything I need. Now he sees the other dog. What's up, Grant? How are the kitty cats doing? They're doing good. They've been hungry lately. All right, Doug, thanks for chilling. Kitty cats have been hungry. They've been very screamy. Very, very screamy. All right. Next step, I just met and played with an Italian greyhound named Lucky. I'm sure Lucky was adorable. Alright, it is time to spray fixative this bad boy. So the next step is I take this stuff. This is Krylon workable fixative. And we spray the whole thing, because this is all graphite pencil marks up here. So when we spray it, that's going to seal that in there, and then we can start acrylic painting over the top. I'll be able to actually like point the camera outside for a second so you guys can see what I'm doing. See if I can just turn this. In my window. Alright. Shannon's out there watering the plants. Alright. Now I will take the painting and I will spray it. And Franklin. Missing Franklin is crazy. He's a bad, bad puppy. He's a good boy. He just struggles a bit. Open. Bring it. There we go. Alright, be right back. No. Be right back. I'm gonna go spray this thing and come back in and start painting.
Partially open is fine.
All right, we're back. The painting has been sprayed, and that dries pretty quick. It just gets really, really smelly if I try and do that inside. It gets very smelly. Can't believe how far you come since I started following you like 4 years ago. Thank you, Krista. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, wild journey so far. It's been awesome. All right, let's turn on some lights. Turn off this. Turn on these. lights.
Almost just stomped my project into oblivion.
I'm trying to be really careful. You're just right in the middle. There's like a whole little workstation over here.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Otherwise I would.
You have a great rest of your day too. How are you and Shannon doing? We're good. Shannon's taking a class. The same one that I took last semester. So she's working on a project with him. And are you currently fostering? We have a 18-year-old with us right now. It's not an official foster placement, but we do currently have a dependent. And Shannon's been teaching her she's taught her how to drive, she's helping her get her license, helped her get a job. Alrighty. Now it is time to use Payne's Gray and it's like off-white color that I got. So this is called a Grisaille, I believe. A Grisaille. Can Shannon teach me how to drive? Yeah.
No.
He's blind, so it wouldn't be that hard to teach. You just tell him which direction to go.
Right.
Yeah. Wouldn't be that bad at all. Where is my Payne's Gray? There you are. Alrighty.
How terrible would it be if I quickly use this Dremel?
To do what?
Just to, just while you're streaming.
That's fine. Let's see. Trying to decide if the off-white is the best bright color to use. I could use.
The projector now?
Yep. Okay, plug the iPad back in. There we go. Dremel, a dentist ASMR, very popular.
Is that satisfying?
Yeah. I'll go with the original plan. I'm gonna do the whole painting with these. Is this an original? This one is inspired by Dungeon Crawler Carl. But it is an original design. In that I'm not using anyone else's like references or anything. I built the reference myself. Alright. Now I'm going to do this Payne's Gray and kind of off-white wash over the whole thing. And try and lock in some of the really dark areas and exclude some of the really bright areas. I'm going to use this cup of water and a little wash rag. I don't like that TikTok is telling people what I'm doing using AI. I didn't ask it to do that. It says AI summary, preparing a Dungeon Crawler Carl painting with graphite and fixative. I mean, it's not wrong, but who asked you? Stupid AI. Nobody asked you. Alrighty, let's start blocking in some of the darkest areas. Is this permanent black? This is. Well, that's okay. We'll just wash that off and find some actual Payne's Gray. I always get them confused. I did my last painting with permanent black instead of Payne's Gray as well. I have some. There you are. It's near black, it's just not quite. It's like a little bit more blue than black. And it works a lot better for this stage. All right. We're gonna do this whole grisaille, and then from here we're gonna switch to oil paints after that and glaze over the top of the grisaille. It's gonna look awesome. So this is just an acrylic wash to kind of cover the whole painting. We don't want any white showing through except for just where the painting is really, really bright. And we want to leave some white showing. We're gonna mostly try and get the whole painting kind of like at least painted the values in. This initial layer is just kind of jumping around, getting this first bit of values in, and then we're gonna glaze over that again. And it's gonna leave this really dark stuff showing, and it's gonna make it even darker when we glaze over it with another layer. Let's see. The idea is to just get the values in, get the values looking good, and if the values look good, then the rest of the painting is gonna be off to a good start. And I'm using a angled flat brush so I can get large areas covered initially, and then I can kind of turn it on its corner here and get some of these smaller areas painted in too.
This is gonna have me sick. Interesting.
Still not working?
Nope.
Might need to make the little harness thing for it.
I really don't want to do that.
Is this AI drawing? Yes. Yeah, I am AI. Because AI can definitely respond to chat and make faces at the camera. I mean, we're not far from that, but no. Only human art here. Prove you're human by eating spaghetti. The AI spaghetti actually is looking pretty realistic nowadays. There we go. Let's see. Got some shadow right here. There. Instead of just yelling donut, yeah. Yep. No, I'm excited to have this one at the shows soon. That's gonna be fun. Thumb goes under her. How much is showing from my thumb? This is the part that I was struggling with in the sketch too. You can kind of see my fingers on here. Nice. And hear that Linus up there just howling and yowling in despair. Howling and yowling in despair. Whatever. There we go. Got Carl's Tootsies in there. Nice. We know, Luke. We know you're here for the feet. in my paintings. Where am I? All right, that is looking pretty solid. Nice. Just dub it.
Okay, I got one arm still.
Yeah?
I just had to use a ton of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glad you got it somewhat figured out. Alrighty, Princess Donut. Princess Donut.
Okay, I'm gonna do another quick little Dremel moment.
Okay. She's doing the thing. Did you do it? Good job. Good job, Bob.
You did do a good job, Bob. Thanks, just up your hand. Good boy.
Good job, Frank. I felt that on my teeth. I hope not. That sounds terrible. Barbell. How's Tony? He's just chilling. It's very.
Unsold.
Shannon's over there still making fun of him. It's okay if he's unsold. Originals don't need to sell. Those are our savings account.
I don't know that Tony is a savings account.
Yes, he is. He's gonna sell for so much someday. He
Maybe
is.
some other ones, but maybe not him.
No, he's gonna make us so much money someday. Alright. Making progress on this guy. Got Carl and Princess Donut basically sketched in. Now we're working on big old Mr. Juicer up here. One of my Facebook followers just saw that I'm doing a Dungeon Carl piece, and she has been begging me for like 2 years to paint this. I just saw her comment. She's like, "OMG, yes. What convinced you to finally paint it?" I'm like, well, the contest from the author himself sure helps. Cool thing about this contest is that, like, I was just talking to Shannon about this a bit ago. In the fine print of the contest, it says even if you win, you as the artist retain full rights to your painting. Like, you give them rights to print it, but you retain full rights to the artwork as the owner. Which, for me, that means I can legally sell this at my booth without any sort of, like, without any issues of, like, worrying about the publishing company coming after me, whatever, because the author himself said that the artist's rights retain with the artist who painted the piece, even if it wins. Which, that's pretty cool. Like, that's really cool of them to put that in there.
It shows that they appreciate art.
Yeah, it shows that they respect artists and that they appreciate the art.
No.
All right. Got his lower jaw.
Stop. Go to your room. Hey, no.
This up here is mostly just big old muscles. some basic zones in there to find shapes.
Franklin, no. This dog.
He's kind of on one today, isn't he?
A little bit. He's being fine. He's just being nosy.
Yeah. Hi, Aaron is my boyfriend here. He's been here. He's been hanging out. He's probably hanging out with Tony, though. Don't have my cute paintbrush emoji anymore. I love that one. Oh, your subscription probably ran out. Rip. He got mad at me this morning for not asking how Tony was doing. Sounds about right. Sounds like something he would do.
Super glue sucks.
Did you get it on your fingers?
Yeah, but it's also just useless. Every time I've ever used super glue, the item always ends up in worse shape.
Mm. Why is it not showing me the alert things? Well, thanks for the gift sub. I appreciate that. I don't know why it didn't show up on the thing. Got an alert box up here. Oh well. Thank you. Let's see. Andy, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that. Luke went to work today, which you're not happy about. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta go work. Not fun. We're on the train home, so just a half a day. Nice. Gorgeous, thank you. Just a block in so far. We're just trying to get our drawing locked in, drawing figured out, so it will hopefully look way cooler shortly. Yeah, 2 coffee dates for your happy. Nice. That's fun. I'm using like this Frankensteined my own hand as a reference, except also the 3D model that I made. So I'm trying to like get the correct information out of both of them at the same time, which is sometimes a good thing and sometimes it just ends up throwing me off, but it seems to be kind of going pretty well so far. Not Gur, it's Ribbit now, remember? Praise Tony. Got a cult of Tony going on over here. That's hilarious.
Shut that stuff down immediately.
I was actually thinking of another painting idea. Shannon just went, oh my gosh. Even Saucy jumped in with the Praise Tony. Let's go. No, I had this idea of like this dragon flying in, but like a really happy dragon, kind of like flying towards the viewer. Kind of like not straight forwards, but off, like just going this way a bit. The wings kind of going up, and then Tony riding the back of the dragon. But he's like kind of bouncing in the seat, and he's like his feet are up in the air, and he's like got one hand on like a rope, as if he's like the dragon is like his steed. That sounds amazing. I'm just a Tony hater. See, they think it sounds amazing.
No. Just we do not know for what they are wishing.
Oh, thanks for the sub. I appreciate you.
No, Franklin, go to your room.
I've got this labyrinth painting idea for the April dragon in mind, but I'm kind of thinking I might save that labyrinth idea for another time because I've got a much clearer vision of what this new Tony painting might look like.
Dude.
You know, it'd be amazing.
I really don't. No, go to your room. Frank, go to your room. He wants to eat the feather so bad.
Give him one and he'll choke on it, and then he'll realize he should have never eaten a feather.
No, he is not going to choke on it. He's going to swallow it whole and have a good old time.
Tony deniers are worse than flat earthers. I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
The real question, Aaron, is that what your whole point right now is portfolio building? Is Tony what you want in your portfolio?
Yes.
Is he who you want our directors to see?
Yes. 100%. Glad to see you back to painting. Me too. Chicago looked fun, minus Luke dying a couple times. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But he survived. We just thought he was dying a couple of times. This head area is going to be the hardest part. Who gifted my Dungeon Carl to actually get this reference? It's in the first book on a long plane ride last week. Nice. So you know exactly where this scene is, hopefully. Do you recognize this guy? Just this arm. Once I get this arm painted, then we're gonna see about doing a big wash over the whole thing. I'm just gonna leave these details in here that we just painted in. And then we can start kind of playing with the black to white and start adding in some more light colors and some more dark colors and kind of going from there. Should I wear a suit and tie? Suit and tie or graduation robes are best. Yeah. That's right. Looking pretty good. The other day we were singing "What the World Needs Now Is Tony, Sweet Tony. He looks so peaceful." Yes. It's a very chill guy.
Why are all these people praising your Tony?
You're the cult of Tony.
Good wrong.
All three of them just said praise Tony in unison. It's hilarious. Alright, let's start getting this background. Yeah, get some of that form that we were missing by not having the background. And blend some of that out. Needs to stay nice and blurry up there. There we go. I'm so excited about this painting. I think it's gonna look so dope. And even if it doesn't win the contest, just getting the author's eyes on it is gonna be cool. And that's gonna be something to like be able to talk about at the booth, being like, oh yeah, Matt Dinneman saw it and I submitted this one for the Deadless Challenge. And people are gonna be like, whoa. Will this one be called the Juicer? Maybe. Or I might go a bit more like goofy with it and call it like, I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, he's doing an art contest. There's already a couple hundred submissions, but nothing that looks like this yet, and that's because most of them are like, it's meant to be like a t-shirt design contest, so not really like oil paintings, but this will be unique, and I think just for it being unique, it'll do decent. Here's Donut's magic missiles. She has laser vision. It gets really bright back here. Yeah, whoever wins the art contest, the first place gets like 10 grand, and their design becomes official Dungeon Crawler Carl merchandise, which is pretty cool. And then second place gets like 5 grand and also becomes official merch, and then third place gets like 2 grand and also becomes official, and then from there they're gonna have some like honorable mentions or whatever, and each of the honorable mentions are gonna get like $300 and still get their stuff as like official merch. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, just even if I don't win, just like getting the author's eyes on my work is pretty cool. Like I flew all the way out to Salt Lake City mainly to just have Brandon Sanderson look at my art. So this is kind of the same thing. You'll be able to package your submission with the process photos, videos, time lapse. Yeah, it'll be cool. Maybe I'll like link a YouTube video for it or something. Be kind of cool. Some oil paint brush strokes going on down here. Do we get to vote? Yeah. Yep, you can vote. The whole contest is done on a community vote, so in some ways that's cool because it means that like the community gets to choose what the merch is, but it also kind of sucks for some people who like if someone just has like a lot of social media followers, then that could like affect the vote. If someone with like 3 million YouTube followers posts their design and then tells their whole channel to go vote for it, then they're just going to win by a landslide. Whereas someone with 0 social media followers just wouldn't stand a chance. So like in some ways that's cool because the community gets to decide, but in others, some people are just gonna, like even if they have the coolest design, they're not gonna stand a chance. Just someone else out there might just send their followers to go and do it. Edit this thing. Can you still not see it? It's not updating the chat thing. I don't know. Did I miss what followers do what? Back again. What's up? Yeah, for this painting, I'm like submitting it in the Threadless challenge, which is hosted by Matt Dinneman, the author who wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I was saying it's kind of cool that it's a community vote. Like whoever wins is by a community vote, and I think that's cool. But it also could be kind of lame for some people that like if someone has like a bunch of social media followers, they can just send their followers to the challenge and they'll just win by a landslide. And like my social media isn't really doing much right now, so I'm not really concerned about that giving me an unfair advantage. But there's going to be people submitting designs who have like, 2 million YouTube subscribers or something like that. And if they submit a design, then it's just gonna win by a landslide. Just if they tell their YouTube channel, hey, go and vote for my design. So in some ways, community voting is cool. In other ways, it's could be kind of lame. But I'm just doing this for fun. I wanted to paint a Dungeon Crawler Carl piece anyway. Like every person and their mom asks me for Dungeon Crawler Carl art.
And their mom?
Yes. Why is it not updating my chat log? It's not doing it. Alright. At least it's updating now. Will you do any Project Hail Mary art? Yeah, I plan on it. I want to at least do a space painting. With like the Petrova lines going up and down with the Hail Mary in the middle. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to do a painting of Grace with Rocky giving each other a fist bump. Yeah, seeing it in IMAX was awesome. Scritch, scritch, yes. I make a lot of scritchy sounds when I paint like this. I just like painting fast. I know a lot of people will sit there and they'll be like super deliberate with each and every brush stroke and
like the professionals like that.
yeah. And I'm just like, just scribble it on there. Just scribble it. Why did you make a scene and throw popcorn on everyone? Yes, that was definitely something that I did. No, that guy was a butt. He didn't even try and clean up his popcorn. I mean, everyone that walked past it was like giving me dirty looks. I'm like, that wasn't me. Dude right next to me just threw his popcorn on the ground and then didn't even try and clean it up. This is looking pretty close to what I'm going for. that is pretty much the first layer. Now we can start messing with some midtones. Got just a couple more areas I need to add some darker tones to. Really make these muscles just look crazy. What's something that gym bros say? 'Cause in the scene, he's always saying, "I'm proud of you, bro." I need like a phrase that gym bros say that I could put as like the caption for the t-shirt. Like something about like getting swole or something.
I don't think Jim Bros say that.
Something about not skipping leg day.
We can tell you don't work it. It's okay.
I don't work out. I definitely don't. Probably should.
Really?
I think there's posters in the scene that say like "Release the Beast." After you listen, "Release the Beast." Not a bad idea.
But it doesn't sound like you love it.
I need to decide what look good is like with this painting. That people would be like, "Oh my gosh, it's the juicer."
Doesn't it just look like the juicer?
Excuses don't lose calories and release the beast. I like excuses don't lose calories. That's pretty good. Getting these darks in there's helping it a bit. Got real worried because I just pretty much finished the underpainting and it's still kind of hard to read what all is going on. It's not a good sign. Like the chest looks good, Carl's silhouette looks good, but the face of the juicer himself still looks pretty bad.
Bad.
Yeah, it's just not very readable. By this point, with the grayscale underpainting in, you should be able to pretty clearly read what all is happening. Nice. That's a very nice wing.
It's a lot better than my first attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is it detached from the source again. Frustrating.
I know what I'm looking at up here, but will the general audience be able to read this as a giant lizard face? That is the question. And get that nice bloom effect. This is our good, no idea, but it's buy two, get one free. Pretty much. It worked. We sold so many prints doing that. Braille art win. I was thinking about putting some texture into this painting. Not Braille, but just getting some like scrubbing some impasto texture on it before I start oil painting. Thought that could be kind of fun. Just as I am like going after higher dollar collectors and looking for those like those big whale clients. Something that a lot of collectors often mention is like the texture of the oil painting, like being able to feel the shift in the canvas and all that. Kind of cool. I want to get a lot of those nice like glowy effects. I like that. Pretty cool. Let's see. I need more. Yes. All right, I'm actually going to start introducing some mid-tone, a bit more opacity in this thing. More. That was actually funny. You must be drunk. I missed it. This Streamlabs thing doesn't let me scroll back and look at my messages that I missed. You getting somewhere? Good.
I'm definitely not gonna get the sketch done today, though. I'm glad I made the goal to get it done tomorrow.
Said you were going to introduce midtones, and she said, "Oh, cool, nice to meet you, midtones. Thanks for introducing us." Ha ha ha! Ho 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 ha ha! Oh, that actually was pretty funny. And now Shannon's confused.
No, the laugh is what confused me the most.
I was laughing at their funny joke. crazy. Frank's just been in there chilling.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome out here. You need to stay in there.
He says, but I want to be in there.
Well, just gotta walk back in. It's not invited. Oh, he crying.
He says, well, I want to be in there. Why do you shut me out?
He's just peeking behind the door.
He started a blender tutorial yesterday. Nice. You're making a donut. Let's go. The donut is not easy. It does cover everything. Not everything. It does cover most of the stuff that you'll use. And if you can be in it for the long haul and actually finish the donut, then yes, that is a great place to start. A lot of people get burnt out within the first 2 or 3 hours of that, because it is a very long and very extended tutorial. It's very needlessly, it gives you everything all at once. So yeah, a lot of people that start the donut tutorial are like, wow, this is fun for the first hour or so, and then it gets really complex, and he starts getting into the more nitty-gritty things and the more
Things you don't need.
complex stuff that yes, you need it eventually, but for where you're at as a beginner, I would say don't start worrying about UV unwrapping and all that. Don't worry about understanding that at this point. Texture painting, sure. Sculpting, yes. But learning how to UV unwrap and how to do all the extra stuff, and getting into shader nodes and getting into geometry nodes, it's everything. It's all very useful and valuable information, but it's a lot of information to take all at once. So if you feel yourself getting burnt out, switch to another tutorial. Since he does it for every major release, he also seems a little burnt out by his latest Blender 5 tutorial, I bet. Yeah, he's been doing the same tutorial for 6 years now. Or longer, I don't know. But there's so many good tutorials out there And like, if you want to learn how to use Blender, like, I'll help you out, no problem. Just hit me up sometime and we'll hop on Discord and I'll show you how to do the basics. 'Cause really the basics is all you need to get started. You don't need to do everything in the donut tutorial. Donut tutorial is good if you can make it through, but don't let it burn you out. That is where most people start and most people end, is the donut. It takes a good like 2 or 3 days to finish that tutorial, if you're doing everything that he's doing. Like, he even gets into animation at the end. He gets into like the cameras and the lighting and kit bashing. And
Did you ever finish that one?
oh, I've finished it many times. But
Anytime.
yeah, I finished it many, many times
Why have you done it more than once?
because it's really good info. And I always learn something new every time that I maybe skipped over the first couple times. And it's fun, like, watching it get easier as you do it. The more times you do the tutorial, it gets much easier, and the things that you struggled with the first time are like, oh wait, I know how to do that now. Yeah, the thing with Blender though is you really need a teacher. Like that's like the most essential thing, is having someone that you can ask questions directly to and get the answer right there, because you're gonna get stuck on stuff and you're gonna be like, wait, the thing that he's doing isn't working for me. Why is it not working? And you're gonna be spending a lot of time on Google and a lot of time like reading forums and trying to figure out what went wrong, when the answer is probably something really simple that a teacher would just be able to say, oh yeah, just uncheck this button and then get right back to it. That's how most problems in Blender are solved. It's just like, oh, you just had a button checked, or you had this thing activated, or you didn't have this thing activated. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's just the most popular tutorial. It's just the one that most people start with. And it is a very good tutorial. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad one. It's a very, very well put together tutorial. It's just a lot. And a lot of people get burnt out on it. Like, every comment I ever see on anything Blender that pops up that gets out into like the main news feed is people being like, well, I didn't finish the tutorial or the donut, so this makes no sense to me. I'm like, nah man, just go finish it. Just go do something else. Don't even worry about finishing the donut. To be able to see my whole chat box. Save. Get a numpad because it seems useful. Yeah, I would recommend that. Getting a numpad if you don't have one is pretty important. Like you can do it without, but yeah, way easier with. Hold on, I have a light I could be using. Ooh, light. We have a camera readjustment. Scared. Started on my MacBook with a trackpad. Yeah, that'll be a challenge. Like you can do that, but it won't be easy. And like following tutorials without the same buttons, that's a pain. Like when the instructor is like, all right, now hit number 7 to jump to top view or something, and you're like, I can't do that. What's he doing?
Flew back and hit me in the face.
Car easy. Just moving my reference around.
Smells like an animal died. Frank.
Frank sounds like what?
It smells like an animal died because Frank decided to make some smoke.
Gross.
What do you mean?
Gross, Frank.
What do you mean? He's not even fully dead, it's wrong.
Ugh.
Told you.
Just got a big old whiff of it. Gross. Thank you, Frank. There's a new iPad bin. It's awesome. I love it. I'm using it right now to stream on. Found out you can actually put Streamlabs on the iPad. So I don't have to stream from my crappy computer that doesn't connect to the internet anymore. Which is great. Just having to deal with that thing dropping the internet every 2 seconds before, that sucked. I mean, like, oh, stream died. Better go and start a new one. Nah. nail this anatomy and get it just right. If I can get it right here, it'll make the rest of the painting just so much better. I've seen you sculpt on iPad before. What's the program called? It's mostly not good right now. Yep. Nomad Sculpt. Nomad Sculpt is awesome. The what?
My photo shoot of it. I just have to get it to literally survival and I need to take a picture. That's it.
Mm-hmm. You got this.
I wouldn't be asking a lot. But it is.
You can do it. I believe in you.
It's not me. It's the problem. It's the beans. They are the problem.
I'd love to hear what Shannon's experience has been like with Dan and her classmates. Would you like to share a little bit? Be honest. Fingers are hard. If I can just get the shapes in, I can worry about actually shading them later. I just need to get the shapes in first. There we go. It is closer. Too light or too dark. There we go. Right. Is there anything in here? Doesn't tell me very much. Need to know the actual muscles on the back of the arm. I already know this. Very specific information here, which would help if I was muscly and I could just look at my own muscles, but I am not muscly. This is good for like drawing poses and whatnot, but it's not great for like actual muscles. I do have a bonus ab. Got 4 abs on the right, 3 on the left. I had to check. Arms. Show me the back of the arm. Here we go. Let's go. Tricep, bicep, shoulder. Just kind of wraps around in this muscle here. So it goes up from the elbow. I'm needing like more under the arm then. So this is the elbow. Taylor got a chat, uses AI and steroids. That's right. shoulder. So it goes over. This just connects up here, and then what does the very back of the arm look like? Everything's from the front. Right. That's still the front. Bro's gotta eat. I know. I'll never eat enough. I just want a very specific. That's pretty good. Still from the wrong angle though. I need to know what this looks like right behind there. Okay, I understand in my brain what it's supposed to look like, but I don't know how to paint it. What else do I got? Should I?
Have one over there?
Yes,
With what?
it's anatomy.
Real.
Anatomy is hard.
Why didn't you figure this out before you started painting?
Well, I have it right there, but something about that doesn't look right to me. I feel like I need to really understand what I'm painting before I keep painting it.
You're supposed to have all that done before you even start.
I have
It's
it.
like Dan's whole thing.
I have it.
But
It
you
just doesn't.
don't.
It just doesn't look good. All right. Yes, meatballs. There's gotta be something in here. Skeletons. I need muscles. Muscles. Shared. Alright, muscles. Upper extremity. Torso and upper extremity. 1, 2 to 110. There we go. Muscles. Your brother's gonna be epic. Oh yeah. Let's see, I guess I need more arms. Yeah, just trying to get this to look right. This looks wrong to me right now. Trying to figure out some anatomy stuff. Is this what I'm looking for? From behind. Okay. So the shoulder just goes all the way up. And then from the elbow, it just kind of wraps up underneath. And then you can see the bicep a little bit from there. Okay. So it's gonna go up. I always just pick the weirdest poses that no one ever gives any information on. And there's never any like specific reference. What book is that? This is the Atlas of Human Anatomy for the Artist by Stephen Rogers Peck. It's good. I just gotta be careful because it does have some wieners in it. I don't think showing an anatomy book on the stream would get me in trouble because this is very like educational and whatnot. But you never know. Alright, I'm just gonna set this down here. That seems like the page that I need. From behind, yes. That's the page that I need. You do this every time. I know. It's because I really want to get it right, you know.
But you don't want to do the planning beforehand.
I did the planning beforehand, and I have a reference, but it's still, I just need to, like, I have what I need there.
Sounds like you don't have what you need.
It's just not quite. I just need to understand it better. Like, I need to understand what I'm looking at better.
That's what research and development stage is about.
Yes.
That's what Dan told me.
Yes. I did this all when I sculpted it, and I thought I understood it. But now that I'm looking at it again, I still feel like I'm not quite understanding it. Okay, so from the elbow, there's like this, and it curves in, wraps around. It gets such cool poses, so it's worth it. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's really cool. Yeah. It's fun to like really understand what I'm painting. It's really important. Okay. So this just needs to come in a little bit. I'm trying to go like Incredible Hulk vibes. But you still need to understand. Let's see. From the elbow. Okay, from the inside. What am I looking at? Don't paint what I think I'm seeing, paint what I'm actually seeing.
Okay. So close.
Yeah. You got this.
I don't know about that. It's not really too far.
I think that is not bad. Looks a lot better. How are things going? It's good. I've been completely 100% locked into this painting for like 3 days now.
It's been 3 days.
Yep, this is day 3. Mm-hmm. But hopefully it'll be worth it. What about you, Nicholas? Did you finish that commission yet? The dog grooming one you've been working on? You did? Just packed it up? He just picked it up? Nice. Congrats. I wish my big commission client would pick mine up. Had this Thanos just sitting here for so long. So long. He messages me like once every couple of weeks being like, all right, I think I've got some time in like this month, this future month. Brought you out for lunch too. Nice.
Can you help me out for just a quick second
All right, give me just a second, guys.
Plugging the thing to the thing again.
Where's the trigger? Oh, there it is. Looks like you're doing it.
I'm almost done. I just need to actually get this one to stick. And I will.
You're gonna take it outside and get the...
No. The UV light.
Just don't point it at the putty. It's gonna harden the putty. Must be so much to shit. Browser world will be better. Nicholas says hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Well, the guy that commissioned the Thanos painting, he moved from like Kansas City area over to Salt Lake, but he's like a CEO of like an aviation company. I couldn't think of the word. He's the CEO of an aviation company, and so he like is always flying around. And so I think he was planning on just flying out and picking it up. But he just never has the time to actually make it happen. But he paid me for it, so like I'm not sitting here stressing, because he did. I know. It's getting to that point. But like, how do I ask for that? Like, how do I ask for a holding fee from a guy that already paid me a giant... Yeah, I didn't do a contract with him at that point.
Oh,
No, this was before I started doing contracts.
oh yeah, this was so long now.
I mean, we started talking about this commission like over 2 years ago, I think. So, yeah, it's been a minute. I think we're getting somewhere. Now I just gotta find that one client out there that I know is out there somewhere who wants to trade a painting for a van.
That's right. Just gotta find 'em.
You want to really piss off your social media followers, just tell them how much your commissions cost. That's the easiest way to piss off your followers, I guess. Just say, oh yeah, my commissions start at 10 to 20 grand. And just watch them lose their minds. Say, well, I'm out. Unfollowed. I don't think I had anyone actually say unfollowed, but those were the vibes I was getting. I was like, well, I guess that puts me out of the running. I'm like, guys, I don't do commissions. Like, that's kind of why they are priced so high. I don't do commissions. I paint my own pictures. If you want a commission, I will do a commission, but it's not going to be cheap. That was the whole point of the post. Was that, hey, my commissions aren't cheap, but if someone wants a commission, I will do one in exchange for a van. All right, I think we're getting somewhere. And this is really the hardest part, because once I figure all this stuff out, it's just a matter of glazing it. Gotta try. I want to buy an original for $20K at Denver. That was so fun on Sunday at C32. I know. Just throwing it out there. Hey, I want to buy an original painting. Only $20K. I'm hoping by Denver. Well, one, I'll have this painting finished, so that'll be one good one. But I'm also hoping to do a new Gandalf and the Balrog painting as well. So if that ends up going well, and I'm able to get that done, that'll be a nice big painting to be able to put on display and that people would actually be interested in buying. Armor's looking better. Thanks. Yeah, I think it's getting closer. Want that leg right there to look super, super bright. Started preliminaries yet? I started a sculpt at one point. Didn't make much progress on it, but I have done a couple of sketches. I think I want it to be like a portrait orientation like this. How are you doing? I'm doing great. What's up, Tyler? One of the cool things about the way I set this lighting up was to have some of the details from the hand actually like casting, so like you can kind of see his fingers right here. See his fingers like reflecting off of his knee, and then his thumb is up here. And that's just like little moments that look like they're very subtle when you're painting them, but when you look at it from a distance, it looks crazy. Like having those very specific shadows casting across with the really hard light. Like I have some soft light going over the whole thing. And on Twitch, let's go. Here, how you doing, friend? It was great seeing you at... I wish that this thing would actually show me my chats. Hey, you saw me at MegaCon. I know what you're saying. Yeah, you too, man. Love those pictures. Let's see. Did you do it?
I'm not sure. I've got to wait to see if it'll actually dry. Wait. Oh, it's like an apple.
Go. My phone is dying. But the iPad is at 98, so I'm just gonna switch from the iPad to the phone. There we go. All right, Carl is getting pretty close in terms of preliminary grayscale. It's looking pretty good. Dad loves the Balrog painting. Awesome. I'm glad he likes it. Did you keep that Fallout one for yourself?
Do you have a trash can in here?
Mm-hmm. It's down under there. And you just wait till it cures, huh?
Well, I think it's supposed to. Let's see. It's not positioned exactly right, and at this point, I don't care. I don't care at all.
You just get the information you can out of it and move on.
I think I need to photograph it now. Oh wait, you're using your phone. Maybe I'll just wait then until you're done.
Unless you want to go for a walk and then get some food or something.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
my
I was
stomach is
planning on making
growling.
dinner. Huh?
My stomach is growling.
I was planning on making food, but
Ooh.
I just want, while it's still like the highest point in the day, I'd like to get a photograph.
Well, I'm about to a point where I could probably take a break for a while.
Yeah.
I never thought I would spend so much time painting some butt cheeks.
Weird. That's a good idea.
What do you think of my guy so far?
Looks like
Like
a guy.
the anatomy's looking pretty good, pretty solid. Good with your Fallout display. Nice. Booty Dungeon Carl. Dungeon Crawler Booty. In my class with Dan DeSantos, one of my classmates was painting Logan Nine Fingers from the blade itself, and the way she painted him was just like the pose was something very like similar to this, where like the booty was just straight at the camera or straight at the viewer, and the book was called The Blade Itself, and so I typed in the chat the booty itself, and I thought it was so funny.
You put that in the public chat?
There's only 6 students, and we all knew each other pretty well at that point.
Did she laugh?
Oh yes, everyone laughed.
No. That's crazy.
Everyone reacted my funny comment. The booty itself. Luke says he's here for the feet and the booty. Yes, as he should be. Yeah, and then everybody clapped.
Impossible to open.
You just gotta outsmart the cashews.
I can't. Frank says he's ready to go on a walk.
Walkies for Frankie.
He says he's ready.
So Frankie is ready for the walkies.
That's what he says. Frank, no. Go to your room. Can you open this?
Mm-hmm. That was surprisingly very easy.
Leave me alone.
Who needs to hit the gym now?
Not me. That was a boy job, and you did it just fine.
Alright guys, we are going to go on a walk, and I'm going to go and get food so that I don't get skinnier, and I already am. Yeah, I'm super loving this painting so far. I think it's looking pretty dope. probably still got another while before I'm ready to start the oil painting. I was hoping to get the grisaille done before we went on our walk and then be able to just jump straight into oil painting, but I think I might need a full day for just the grayscale painting. One of my favorite artists, so happy to see you live streaming. Thank you. We'll be sure and hit the little like bell. I think there's a bell thing on TikTok. Follow me on YouTube or Twitch if you'd like to check out my live streams more. I don't always stream on TikTok because TikTok hates me and bans my streams all the time. But if I do stream, it's usually on Twitch or YouTube. So follow me there and then turn on like the little notifications thing, because I am calling it in afternoon for now, but I will hopefully be back streaming some more. Hopefully today. If not today, then tomorrow. Still got a lot of grayscale work to do on this, and then the oil painting where I actually detail stuff. So right now I'm just trying to kind of lay the foundation. But yep, that's gonna be it for now, and I will catch y'all later. Bye.